Hey y'all, back from my trip. Um, I'll go over everything in a bit more detail, but I just kind of want to show the general state of things after it's been just over a week, a week and a day since I left to go to Vegas and got back probably about 5 hours ago. Um, Fell asleep and then just woke up. So I'm trying to force myself to be on time, but and of course I picked up a whole like whatever bug was going around there. Hopefully not the measles that I just read about. So if anyone was in Vegas around the time I was there at the trade show, like there was a guy with measles. Lovely, but I don't think I have measles. It's something else. But anyways, just kind of want to give a general update. Like it was raining a lot, surprisingly, since we were gone. Like maybe 2 or 3 days of just like sprinkles, and then I also had the irrigation running on the lanai in there, and we've got some like heavy rain, and it really seems to have popped a whole bunch of things off. And like, what is it? We got these jewel blueberries down here. This blueberry plant has never looked this good. I got it. It's like a little $5 like half-gallon plant. Let's see, the kwai muck is recovering really well. It looks like trash still, but it's actually doing well. Got new growth popping up like all the way up there, so it's still going to retain at least like 7 feet of height. It was about 10 feet before the cold, but I'm gonna guess you won't be able to tell by the end of the year again. The Sabra over here looks more full than it's ever looked. This is just a fantastic looking tree right now, honestly. I gotta get all these plants out of here, so I've shoved everything up in here so they could get watered while I was gone. But I'm looking for bumps. I see bumps on the trunk right there. Let's zoom in. Is it gonna focus? Yeah, there's a bump right there. Look at that. Look at you. What are you? It kind of looks like a flower. I'll get a little closer and take a picture later. There's a couple of them. Keep our eyes out. But yeah, just look over here. Look at the finger lime. There's flowers popping out. There's actually fruit on it from before. I think this green finger lime. Yeah, it's got a bunch of flowers on it too. I'm gonna see them all at the bottom here. Gotta watch my eyeballs. But yeah, so we got finger limes coming in. I think finally, was it this persimmon's waking up? I don't know. I don't know if these are flower buds or not. I had this thing for several years. It is a grafted tree. I've just never gotten flowers off of it. Fruit, obviously. But no, this looks like leaves to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've never gotten fruit or flowers off that thing. The guayabiju is looking really good. I'm kind of wondering if it'll flower for me this year. But what else? Suriname cherry doesn't even look like it got hit by the cold. Kind of wondering, we should get some fruit off of this thing too. It didn't give us any last year. It just seems to want to grow vegetatively. I don't know why. I don't even fertilize the thing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's okay though. Gives good shade. My little lemon seedling is doing okay. The Barbados cherry is coming back. It's kind of all over. I'm gonna let it grow for a while and then shape it back into a topiary. Probably won't let it get too bushy. I don't know. Maybe we'll try shaping it into like a little hedge from now on, just to protect it from. I'm thinking like maybe if it's lower to the ground, it'll be a little more tolerant to the cold and wind. So maybe we'll just keep it like that height, and we'll see. We'll see. My rainforest plum definitely pulled through. So this is it. What was it? It's been over a month now. Well, it's been about a month, right? What was it? February. It was like February 20th, right? I can't even remember. It definitely took a hit, but I think you're not going to be able to tell in a couple of months. So that's cool. The bananas are all coming back, surprisingly. Like, I was very surprised about that. Like every single banana in the yard is pushing out green leaves, so we might actually get bananas. Even over here, look at that. Although that one keeps breaking, so good luck, banana. Let's see. I moved some other plants out here. This is the piriformis. Oh, look at this. We've got Eugenia piriformis flowers. Well, I'll be damned. I also noticed, I posted on the forums a minute ago, my Eugenia anthropophaga also has some flowers on it. And these were from, I believe, the same batch. Like, I got them all at the same time. Obviously, they're different species, but yeah, I'll take some pictures and post on the forum too. Yeah, so this is about, they're just over 2 years old. And this is, I think this is the sweet Eubaea, so it's not Eugenia piriformis, it's like a hybrid or something. So that's cool. Better check the other ones. Awesome. The Achacha is looking really good. You know, like I said, the Garcinia, they need to be in the ground for a couple of years, at least in my area. And after 2 or 3 years, they really start kicking off. And that's from if you've been growing it in a pot and then you put it in the ground. They're gonna pretty much just do nothing for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden they're gonna start growing like crazy, assuming weather conditions are right. I'm looking for flowers on this thing because I've been told at this size you can start looking for them, but I am not seeing any indication. But I don't really care about flowers right now. I just want this thing to look good, and it looks pretty dang good. Yeah, look up here. It's like there's a whole bunch of growth up here. I've just never seen this thing look so good. So exciting. So keep our fingers crossed on that. There's even more growth coming out over here. So it's basically filling in everything that it lost from the hurricane, finally. Let's see. Lemon zest is coming back pretty well down here. I pruned off the things that were dead, but I didn't prune it all the way back. I just hit them where it was definitely obviously dead. But it looks like we're coming back to here, which was that's just the last 2 pushes from last year, so I have nothing to complain about. Lemon zest did not take a hit really bad at all, especially considering it was one of the bigger mangoes to cover. We'll see how it looks after this. I'm definitely gonna have to do some pruning because, like, I guess I'll have to see. I don't want like this branch coming up into here because that's gonna, fill in my center. I also don't want to do any more damage to it, so we'll probably just let it grow because we're not gonna get fruit off of it this year. And then let's see, how do I want to do this? We'll just let it grow and fill in, and then next year we'll see what the flowering situation's like. If we have a bad cold again, like, I don't want to prune any of that, right? And if we get fruit next year, then we'll prune it up to shape. I think that's a fair approach. And over here, this is the Coronata Otto Anderson, was it the Asu Kana variety? Looks pretty dang good. Look at the beautiful growth. This one's interesting because I have other ones that are, and maybe it's just because I missed it, but I have a couple of other ones in there that the new growth looks like a bluish green, but this one is like a blood red, so just a slight variation, but like visually they look the same other than the color. But another experiment I did was I did like a random graft. So I had like a rootstock that survived down here from a couple of years ago. This is the citrus. Um, there was a limequat here, but I had a rootstock that took over because the limequat part died. I don't know why. I just decided that it didn't like life anymore. So I let the rootstock grow out a bit, and then before I left, like literally the day before I left on the trip, I grafted a branch for my key lime out front, or maybe it was a week before I left on the trip. I can't remember, but look at that. The graft seems to have taken. I took off all the little suckers trying to go down below, but so we got key lime in the back too. What else? Yeah, these little Eugenias in here doing okay. Those are the little tiny black ones. The name's escaping me at the moment. See, unfortunately, my vanilla orchid didn't make it. It's definitely dead. I'm not sure this Vanda. I don't think this Vanda made it either. But I had another orchid in here, which looks dead. But if you look over here, there's still a green root, so it might come back from the root. We'll see. What else is going on? White Jabo is growing just fine. The avocados are doing pretty good. The imbe are coming back just fine. It's funny, the new growth looks just like the dead growth, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I can see where I need to prune this one back. Looks like, actually, it's coming back with a vengeance. So it died back. I mean, this is what was touching the top of the pot that I had covering it, but it died. Looks like it's died back to like here. I see some new growth. I think, is that new growth? No. We'll wait till it grows back, but it really didn't mind the cold. I mean, it did, but compared to other trees, I don't think it really cared. Yeah, the other imbes are fine. Sanford Jabo. This red seedling that I did not cover at all, you can't even really tell that it got hit by the cold. So, uncovered, 24 degrees. Now we are in a slightly protected area here, right? You know, make no mistake, but you know, it doesn't really take much to plant your trees in smart locations, right? So, yeah, the red Jabos are quite cold tolerant. What else? These are just a bunch of red seedlings in here, and probably some Suriname cherries. I put them over here because the irrigation hits them while I was gone. So I just kind of lazily shoved them. Looks like we got some scarlet fruit popping in here. So I put the scarlet over here as well. I decided not to move them because I shoved these all in here to keep this cacao warm after that last cold event that we had. So I'll be pulling everything out once I feel a little better. But everything seems to be doing pretty fine back here. Here's a Rosa de Pescos, which is putting out a bunch of new growth. Man, I really got to clean this stuff up. But let's see, do we have any flower action on it? It's about old enough. It's like 4 or 5 years old at least. I don't see any flowers on it, but lots of new growth. Let's see, Cambuca is about to do its spring thing. That lemon drop mangosteen, I saw some flowers forming on it before I left. A lot of new growth. Let's see. It's probably hard to really see all the fruit until, oh yeah, there's a fruit right there. Well, it's not a fruit yet, but you can see the flower right there. There you go. Look at that mangosteen. Yeah, there's a couple more on here, I know for sure. Yeah, there's one right there. So it's really liking the spring. What else? One thing that was really interesting is did not cover the star fruit, and it completely defoliated. But let's take a look over here. Look at that, that's all new growth. So I'm not going to prune this tree until all that new growth is hardened off and we can see exactly where all the dead branches are. I see some new growth down there. So that was impressive. Just starfruit tree is, I know it's not cold hardy, but it was able to survive that. And I'm sure we'll get fruit off of it this year. No problem. Actually, there's flowers down there. So there's a flower right here. So yeah, we're going to be getting fruit off of this thing this year, even though it froze. What else? I have a whole bunch of yellow jabos in the ground here. These are the special variety that they're supposed to be a little bigger. I decided to put 3 right next to each other, just because I think having a little better density will help keep the moisture in over here. On top of that, like, they probably need cross-pollination to set fruit. These are the Kabalu Dao, I think the variety is. Got it from Bellamy a few years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, so we put 3 in one spot. That way they'll be easier to cover. We'll get cross-pollination when they all start flowering. My other yellow that I put in the ground over there is really not looking good. I should have covered it up. It was the coldest spot in the yard, in its defense, but it had 0 cover. It'll probably come back from the roots, but yeah. See, let's look at our seashore mangosteens. They did push out new growth since I had left. This is all new growth here. Let's see, this one's actively pushing out new growth at the top. I don't think they're big enough to flower yet, even though they are like 4 years old or so. They were in pots at first, but they're doing that thing, like I was saying, where they're just kind of stagnant for a couple of years, but now they're really growing. Although these ones have consistently pushed out at least a little bit of new growth for me every year. They're a lot more cold hardy than people give them credit for. I know, like, I don't think they take frost very well, but as long as you cover them up, keep the frost off, they're okay. The ambient, I feel like for the Garcinia, the ambient temp really doesn't affect them too much. I mean, it does, but not as much as you would think. Like, I think they're more cold hardy than a mango to ambient temperature, but I don't think they can take frost as well. Here's this Achacha, my random Achacha purchase I got late last year. Yeah, it's doing its stasis thing, but it looks really good. I've got to come back through here, so I think I mentioned in another video that I was clearing this out just to open it up a bit more. Got some ice cream beans in there, but I got to go back through and stake up where I've got some jabos in here. These are like directly sown seeds, like right there and there, and then a couple of like right there and there, there's a couple of like 6-inch pots I put in the ground a couple of years ago. But yeah, I came through and I cleared out a lot of the, I'm not sure what the tree was. It was like some kind of like crepe myrtle relative, and it got really thick and didn't allow a lot of light through. So I need to go back and double check everything isn't coming back. I think I see like some spots where like I can't really dig the whole tree out of the ground, so they're gonna keep trying to sucker back up. But yeah, but it's just good chop and drop, right? So we'll just keep the old trees alive and just keep chopping and dropping them, and then eventually our jabos and ice cream beans will outcompete them. Let's see. I'm actually curious. I've got some kind of a Nona growing right here. I don't know what it is. It could be either a sugar apple or it could be Rolenia. I don't think it's Rolenia because they survive the cold uncovered, but it's just kind of interesting that these are growing here. Like, I must have composted like a sugar apple from the store or something. Let's see, I'm looking to see So this is my passion fruit vine here. I pruned back whenever I was chopping things up, but there's like one main vine here. It's still green, but keep an eye on it. I also forgot that I had a black sapote seedling back here when I was clearing. I found it again. There it is, and it survived with no cover. I have no other black sapotes anymore after the cold, other than this one. So we're gonna let that one live. Just a seed. Lemon lava. What else? Just rambling. I shouldn't be talking because my throat's so raw, but here we are, yapping. So we'll probably end this here pretty soon. So are we gonna get some flowers on this kumquat? I don't know when these variegated kumquats flower, but I abused it. This is one of the first trees I ever got, and it kept dying back because I had it in a pot and the soil must have been wrong. But I decided I'm just gonna throw it in the ground, and if it lives, it lives. And here we are. It looks really good now. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But I did have fruit off of it before. It's pretty good. So Centennial variegated kumquat. Look at this. I even had some ghost peppers survive the cold. Like they died back up here, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. This is a Geum. The other wax apple didn't make it, I don't think. Eugenia's is the Eugenia burkhartiana. It's pushing out new growth. They're pretty cold hardy. I'm hoping the fruit on those tastes good. They're supposed to be one of the best tasting ones. They look like a cherry, and if they taste really good too, and they can take the cold in Florida, that'd be awesome. Let's see. Here's my June plum. Not sure how far it's died back, but I can see where those beetles are boring in and doing damage. So we're just gonna let this grow for a bit and see where it ends up. It's another red that was unprotected. The Batomba down there was unprotected, little seedling. Yeah, the Patanga tuba is defoliated, but as you can see, they don't really care, and they're starting to flower too. So we might actually get fruit off of some of these things this year. Sometimes all these plants need is like a push from the cold. Oh man, the strawberry guava is going crazy. Look at that. There's just flowers popping up all over it. Yeah, hopefully the worms don't bind them. I'm actually hoping that the cold weather took out a lot of the worms. Here's the other Patanga tuba. There's probably flowers on it too. I kind of see new growth that looks kind of like flowers. Yeah, there's one right there. So we'll have two Patanga tubas flowering right next to each other. Should be nice. And Cherry the Rio Grande's time of the year is now. It's pretty much just covered in flowers. I'm hoping this year it's going to actually give me a good fruit. This is just a random seedling variety. But year after year, I'm more and more impressed with this tree. But we're probably going to get 1,000 fruit off of this thing this year, I would guess. And there's tons of little seedlings at the bottom. So, let's see the pomegranate. I don't see any flowers, but it's coming back. It looks really good. Here's the key lime after defoliating. There's little flowers, I think, set fruit. It's hard to tell right now. Oh, I haven't checked on my Grimmel, but look at this. Look. We got little Grimmel fruits set, so I wasn't expecting them to set fruit, but there they are. First time for everything, so that's fantastic. Tree looks good. Has a lot less dieback than I thought it was going to have. So I wonder, I bet you this Fahoya is probably going to flower too now that it got hit by some cold. I've had flowers off this thing before, but it never sets fruit. The flowers taste good. But mainly got this for blocking the sun from hitting the side of the house in the afternoon. It's doing a good job at that. Yeah, I see some flowers here. Pretty sure that's a flower. Look at that. Pretty sure there's another one there. So we'll keep an eye out for fruit. Oh yeah, see the ice cream bean. Where are you coming back from? Yeah, so it looks like they're maybe coming back from here. I'm not sure. Give it some more time. It's not dead, at the very least. It's coming back right there. If I don't see any action on it higher up, then we'll just prune it back. It'll be fine because it's got a crazy root system. I'm sure it'll look exactly the same in a year. Let's see. I'm gonna go check out these jabos. This Gurmichama here got hit pretty hard, but it's alive. You see up top, higher up. I even covered this thing. They're not as cold hardy as the other Eugenias, but it was also on the north, getting the northeast or northwest wind. This Sabra is doing good. Do we see any flowers? No, but I do see suckers coming up. This guava is still not coming back. I know it's still alive, but it's just not. It is not growing. But maybe now that it's more. Oh, look. Look. Look at that guy. That's a what do you call it? Green and old. It's a Florida chameleon. Here, this ice cream bean's coming back too. Mircea cuspidata looks really good. This red java looks good. Luke's Garcinia looks good. It all looks good. Yellow Grimmy looks pretty good. I don't see any new growth on it, but I did just put it in the ground recently. But I mean, this looks fine. I'm not worried about the tree. It's probably gonna die back to like here, but that's okay. Let's see. Yeah, not too much action on the breadfruit and canistel. Actually, this is interesting. This is the heaviest I've ever seen this Valencia orange flower. Let's see. I see ants working on it. That better not mean that the psyllids are back. I'm pretty sure this tree is infected, but I'm not 100% sure. I've seen the psyllids on it. The tree hasn't done very well, but I also suck at managing citrus in my yard. So I'm kind of wondering, because a lot of the new growth coming out looks really good. Maybe it's just my fault. Maybe I need to fertilize a little heavier. So we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe we'll actually get to make some juice out of it this year. Yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on. I guess we can go into the lanai. Kind of haven't shown that in a while. Here's a oblongata. Looks really nice. Look at that. Checking the trunk. I don't think it's gonna flower anytime soon. It's only like, was it like 3 years old? It's probably got a couple more years to go at the very least, I would wager. Let's see. What else is going on? Yeah, here's all the stuff I had hooked up to the irrigation in here. Everything that was in pots. Camps Ramon. Here's the Asukana. You can see the difference in the color on the growth, but the shape is the same. The red Java is pushing out a whole bunch. Basically all the Javos here are looking really good. Here's the red hybrid, or not red hybrid, the Sabra X. See, it looks really beautiful. But let's take a look in. Ooh, there's a wasp. Look at that trunk peel in there. You can see the peel is above the rootstock. I'm trying to see if there's any action on this thing. I don't see any bumps, but here's the Paulista, looks really good. Ooh, we got some aphid problems here. Cuspidata, looking good. I think this is one of my red seedlings here, yeah. There's my Burkhartiana. My potted Burkhartiana. What else is going on? I have a pepper plant that I don't remember. This looks like it's just a lemon drop pepper. Yeah. So there's a bunch of Javos over here growing. There's the Roxapulpa, looks really nice. I want to see, are there flowers on any of the other Piriformises? I think that's the only one flowering for me. So here's the other ones. But maybe give these a couple more days and they'll start showing. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll just pull everything out and we'll see what it looks like. But I'll do a post on the forums of the other one. Let's see. I did try a fruit off of the Fruit of Mystery. Yeah, it really is just bird fruit. Tastes like nothing. They're really cute though. Nothing to write home about. I did propagate them though, because I think they're a really cool looking plant and they're easy to grow and they look kind of cool. And maybe the fruit does get better over time. But yeah, here's the Anthropophaga that's flowering. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna call it. It's a pretty long video, and yeah, so here's my update, and I'm sure everything's gonna get more and more green, so we'll keep everyone posted. But take care, y'all.